I'm Sarah Thornton from Daisy Chain Support Group in Leeds. I'm here with a lady from A Mother's Fighting Voice.
Hi, I'm A Mother's Fighting Voice. We would like to invite parents and carers to voice our concerns to our government, in hope that our government today will stand up and take responsibility for the wrongdoing to the changes for children and young adults with special educational needs. The system of special educational needs in England is not fit for purpose. We, the parents and carers of Leeds, are asking the government and the local authorities to clarify their policies on whether to include special needs children in mainstream or educate them separately. Our government today claims we are only the grumbling minority. That's not true. These children and young adults, through no fault of their own, have a disability. Education on the cheap is not the answer. Our government today needs to listen. The special schools they are failing. Try as much as they want, they can no longer deliver the services, so they have to deliver substandard services. Mainstream schools are at a loss. Our children and young adults with SEN need away their resources. The health services are also under strain. Social services have a large turnover staff. Only the families that has reached crisis get a social worker. To keep one is near impossible. Respite now has a different role. Professionals, they have to protect their budget. Children with SEN grow into adults. Transition into adult services is a disgrace. They have no choice but to deliver substandard services. That if you're lucky. The strain is put back on the carers. Our government needs to listen, and not only in passing courteous. This is not a vision for children and young adults with SEN. This is a disgrace. Our government should listen. Inclusion. This is what it's all about. Inclusion. What is inclusion? This is what Leeds Education endorsed for some children and young adults with SEN. Inclusion is not special units on the site of a mainstream school. Inclusion is not placing children in mainstream school without appropriate support. Inclusion is not moving children into mainstream for 1 to 2 hours a week. Inclusion is not a child or young person placed at home with a one-to-one carer. Inclusion, and I repeat, is not placing children in a fenced-off playpen. These are not sheep, these are children. Inclusion is not placing children in a corner away from his peers. Inclusion is not placing children in kitchens. Inclusion is not telling a boy you have to use another door, you are too much of a risk to other children. Inclusion is not telling parents a child with SEN you can't go swimming, we have no staff. Inclusion is not putting a boy back in a school that's discriminated. Was he with his peers? No, he wasn't. That's not inclusion. Inclusion is telling a parent and carer you have concerns after Leeds Education have failed them. Inclusion is not leaving special needs children in messed up nappies. This is not inclusion, Leeds Education. This is in fact a disgrace. It has to be equal. Part-time education is not equal education. Why should parents be told you only have your child in school part-time? A mainstream child gets full-time education. This is not inclusion. Again, I repeat, Leeds Education. These are not sheep you are trying to teach. These are children with SEN. Why should SEN children be placed in a playground in a fenced-off area? This is a disgrace. This is not inclusion. This is open, in-your-face discrimination against children and young adults with SEN. Don't do something to someone who has a disability that you would never do to a child or young person who doesn't have a disability. Inclusion is funding, and statements are there to meet the needs, not education leads. Inclusion has to have a price, and it's time Leeds Education listen to the parents and carers of Leeds. Thank you very much. A Mother's Fighting Voice.